that.
that'd be
We
better
can do
just
that
to
because
keep
we
it
didn't do
moving.
the motion last time. These are the January minutes or the December minutes?
December minutes and then the February minutes.
You're right, 'cause we're
January
March.
meeting was canceled.
Is it March? It's already
It's already
March.
March.
Yeah, it's
Almost
already.
April.
I know.
This way, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, we got red light. Everybody ready here? We have a quorum just in case. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start the meeting. We're at 5:30 now. My red light is on up here that we're streaming now. I want to welcome everybody to the March meeting of the Conway Historic District Commission. And with our quick roll call, I'm Steve Hurd, Chairman.
Emily Walter, Vice Chair.
Marion Black.
Shelby Fiegel. Jenny Davis.
We have two missing.
Hmm.
And have you heard from Shane? Oh. Okay. And Liz is sometimes a little late. Yeah, I know, that's fine. We're fine. We like I said, we have a quorum, so we can go. Okay, first thing we have is some back business to take care of. We have minutes from December that we did not have in hand to approve, so we need to deal with those. Everybody, I think they were emailed to everyone, so if we can dispense with those.
I wrote them.
I know.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Motion?
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then next one, which is normal, we have the February minutes that we're back on schedule with, if we can deal with those.
I'll move that we approve the minutes.
Okay. Got a
Second.
Motion and second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good deal. Welcome, Liz. You're fine. All right. With that said, we've got kind of a shortish agenda tonight, but we're going to jump into it. And just for all those who come up and present, our basic rules are you come up when called and give us your name and your address, just so for the record we have that, and then tell us what you got, and we may have a question or two for you then, but then I'll need to be asking for anybody else to speak in support of it, and then anybody to speak against it if that's the case, and then we bring it back to us to talk about it and deliberate and then pass judgment on it. So if we could start with, we got 125 Center Street, awning and shade structure additions. So if we have name and address, and we're good to go.
My name is Heather Level, and I am speaking about 125 Center Street.
Okay, what is your address?
I'm in Greenbrier.
You're fine. That's
okay,
fine.
75
You're allowed.
Watson Lane.
It's
Greenbrier.
just record stuff that they've had us do forever. Okay, so if you're both going to speak, if you want to go ahead and name and address too, and then y'all can just talk
may
at
or may
will.
not, but
Okay, that's fine.
My name is Rebecca Decker. My personal address is 15 East Chateau Estates Drive in Greenbrier.
Okay.
Also.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay, so we are coming today to speak about adding an awning to the safe room that was built onto Sally Cone Preschool when it was built and finished in August of 21. August of 21, there were 3 doors that exited to the outside of that building. And only 2 of those doors were put awnings on in the original planning from back which was before either one of us were there. I am the supervisor at Sally Cone. And so we use those doors every day for entrance and exit to our building. And so we have teachers who stand outside in the rain, pouring down rain for 20 to 30 minutes, and parents who are dropping off kids doing the same thing. So they are in the elements, and that's really the only way we can get in and out of the building. So all we are doing is asking for number one is to add an awning to that side of the building that's on Robbins Street. You'll see the awning that's on the front of the safe room at the parking lot, but the side that's showing in that first photo is where we're wanting to add just down the side to cover that white door that you can almost see almost halfway down the building there.
Gotcha.
That's how far we're wanting to go down. And basically it's the same exact awning with the same coloring, just like, I don't think there's a picture of the other side of the building, but the opposite side has one that goes down it to that door on that side. So we're really not sure why they didn't do.
Yeah.
Not sure. Was not in that plan.
Okay, so that's part one.
That's part one.
Right,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Let's go ahead and talk about the other one, then we'll deal with with everything together. If that's okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So part two are we have some existing shade structures that are the old looking metal carports with the things that come down. They are a safety hazard for our students. The way they are mounted to the concrete, it
Mhm.
sticks up a good 2 inches. And when you have 3 and 4-year-olds, they don't always watch their feet. So there's a lot of tripping and a lot of banging knees and foreheads and those kinds of things. And teachers sometimes trip on them too. And so we would like to replace those same exact size, same exact shape. They're going in the same place with the photo that is here. It's not that color, but it is that structure. It's specifically that shape. The poles are orange and the roof is lime. I had to think about that,
Okay.
which matches the existing playground structures that are
Okay,
out there. They
okay,
all have those
okay.
colors on them.
So basically, they're in the same footprint.
They are. The only one that is a hair extra is most of the concrete is all the way around the structure. One of ours is poured concrete and the structure sits on the concrete.
Mhm.
That one, in order to put it in the ground, because there's not concrete on either side of it, they have to mount it just on the outside of the concrete into the ground.
Oh.
So that's the only difference.
Okay.
It might be whatever the pole
We're
is
talking
with.
some
Yeah.
inches, not
Yes,
yeah.
correct. Well, you can see there's two
Just
that are
throw it into a different-
20 by 18 by 8, and the one that is a little bit bigger is 22. So it's a foot wider on either
Okay,
side to
okay.
get it in the ground. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to say anything, or you don't have to? You're not required to. Okay. Fine. Let me go ahead and ask anybody else here to speak in favor of the project. Anybody here speak in opposition to it? We need to come up and kind of just
We leave.
open.
Ma'am, you can have a seat at the table.
Yeah, at the table there.
This is not in
What-
opposition specifically to.
Name and
Oh,
address.
I'm sorry. Lisa Mabry Williams. I live at 1717 Bruce Street in the Historic Overlay District. They have metal buildings on their property that should not be in a historic district. The storage buildings with the trees around them that are dying. What are y'all going to do with those? Why are those not going away also when these other metal canopies are going away?
That wasn't part of the application, so I can't answer that. I don't know.
So can I
It's-
make a
go ahead.
comment, Steve? So we're only able to, under our purview,
Mhm.
I'm not sure when those were constructed. I'm sure you ladies have no idea either when they were in place. Yeah, so the historic district, they were probably put in place before the district was implemented, the commission. So we're not allowed to make any adjustments to things that were already in place prior to the commission's
Well, can y'all
founding.
address that the landscaping they said they were going to put around them is dying and it's not been replaced?
I mean, unless that was under our purview previously. So if they had come before us and we had record that when they put those in place, that was a part of the stipulation of putting those in place, I'm not aware of that. Like I said, I'm not sure when they were implemented, but we can't do anything about it because that's been there historically. Does that make sense?
It does. It
Okay.
does.
Yeah, it'd be planning department, city,
Yeah.
city.
I believe that the previous structures were part of a previous site development plan. The landscaping around it was going to be a buffer.
Mhm.
Since it got approved with that site development plan, and this is a separate application, then that wouldn't be something that would be considered with a part of this application.
Okay.
But it sounds like
Here,
make a request.
or a complaint or whatever.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
separate
So the
separate
neighbors
address,
will have to
yes.
make a complaint to the planning commission to get the.
Yeah, because it's
landscaping
not something
stuff
we're
put back
not
in place.
considering anything related to
Yeah.
those right now. So it's
Okay.
not, we don't reach out and deal with stuff like that with what we do. I mean,
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
not under our purview.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you asked that question though, so you can find
Because
steps to
I-
move
I
forward.
I wished I'd known when all this happened
Right,
about it, but I don't
Sure.
live within 200 feet of it, though I am in the
Right.
neighborhood.
right.
Right. Well, we appreciate the inquiry. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
And it's
again,
an eyesore the way it is right now.
yeah.
I'm
And I'd
sure.
like to see them fix
I'm
that.
sure if you
Yeah.
say something about it, they'll be
Yeah.
amenable
All
to
right.
making that
Thank you,
change.
Lisa. All right. Anybody else speak in opposition? Not knowing that wasn't necessarily opposition, but All right, with that said, bring it back to us.
Mr. Chair, I'd
Yes.
just like to read the staff recommendation. Staff recommends approval of the application with the following conditions. 1, new awning along Robin Street must match existing awning in material, color, and design. 2, all existing I knew I was going to do that.
You got it.
Metal canopies must be removed permanently from the site. And 3, any change to the configuration or number of canopies will require a new certificate of appropriateness granted by the Historic District Commission.
That would, if we approve it, that would be part of it.
If you approve it with
As a-
staff recommendations as
Right,
presented.
Right. And the one canopy that might be considered different was the one that has to be a little bit larger to fit over the slab that's there. So the attempt is to get it over that existing slab. It's just got to, the way it's made, it has to be a little bit larger. I mean, does that,
I think our primary concern was those existing metal canopies needed to be removed from the site.
So when the reno was taking place and licensing, DHS licensing requires childcare settings to have shading on every playground. So that's why they're there. It's a licensing requirement. The district purchased those for us. Since then, we've been given some grant money. And so we wanted to make it more eye-pleasing for us and for the kids and the safety. So the plan is the district is going to absorb those back and they're going to go on another facility
okay,
somewhere.
but they're not
I
going to
don't
be.
know where they'll go.
They're not going to be
but
here though.
No, they
Okay.
will not be a
Okay.
part of ours
That's
anymore.
that's
Yeah.
I think the point they're trying to make.
And I just would advise that if you're going to move those to another site in the city of Conway, to reach out to the planning department prior to that, please.
Whoever deals with that.
Yeah, that I think that will not
That's
be
going to be the
us.
district.
Yeah,
I
just
know,
tell 'em,
that's
yeah.
district. As they're taking them off on the truck, tell them to talk to them, wherever they're going to put it.
Yes, I
'Cause
have a feeling that they will be going toward the annex, like where the bus garage, like where they
Sure,
store
sure.
vehicles and things, because they are carports.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
I'm going to motion to approve with recommendations.
I second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Anybody, any other discussions?
Okay, this is a stupid question, but I feel like I have to ask it. The metal canopies, you're not talking about the ones that are attached to the building.
No,
You're
no,
talking
the
about
ones that
freestanding
these new ones
And
are
it's
replacing.
not awning, yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
good deal.
Yeah.
I call them, I
Yeah.
play around with that.
I had to
very
think
often,
about
so I
it
wanted to
too.
make sure that
Yeah,
we're
no,
not.
the ones that are being
Yeah.
replaced will not stay on site.
Yes,
Correct.
yes,
This,
good.
yeah.
I agree. The
Do you
carport
need
looking ones.
one?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
That's all I got. I was just double checking to make sure we
Okay.
weren't
All right.
confusing anybody.
Okay, so we have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
motion and a second and answer that question. Anybody have other questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank y'all. And whatever comes from you will be ready shortly, or do you need, they need a COA? Based on what you
I
just,
think that they get a COA.
the new canopy and stuff.
They'll get a COA. for
Okay,
that
so that'll be
within-
Email,
ready, yeah.
Usually within about 24 to 48 hours.
email it or do I need to pick that up?
We can email it.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, thank you,
you.
thank you. All right, number 2, lost my place here, I'm sorry. Oh, very good. We have a addition at 1169 Mitchell Street.
Hi, my name is Robert Murphy, and this is my house, 1169 Mitchell Street.
Okay.
So we're just proposing to add a bedroom and bathroom and closet extension to the back of the home. We are about to have a new baby, and we're just trying to put a new bedroom in there. So
Mhm.
running out of space.
Yep, that happens quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, did you read the recommendation? There's
did,
the
yeah.
one- Okay, You good with that? I mean, this,
Yeah.
okay.
Quick question on those. Would just like a window without anything, I guess like a just open window, would that be okay as well? Like just plain glass window?
Well, that's a 1/1 is that. It's just
Okay,
a
okay.
glass and
I'm not
glass.
really familiar.
You're
Yeah.
fine, yeah. What's shown is not a 1/, it's that got
Yeah.
the grid in it. So
Right.
that, but yeah, just nothing in the middle of the glass.
That would be
Yeah,
acceptable as well.
okay.
Okay.
That's pretty standard. Anybody here to speak in favor of the project? I'm assuming you're, I didn't mean to cut you. Anybody speak in opposition to the project? Okay, with that said, again, we have, go ahead, you're going to read them?
I was going
I
to
like
read
this.
the staff recommendation. Staff recommends approval of the request as proposed with the following conditions. Windows shall match the style of the existing primary structure. If mutton bars are used, they shall be true divided lights. Fake mutton bars are prohibited.
So you're going to 1/1. That's not an issue. That's, yeah. Anybody have any questions?
A motion to approve with recommendation.
A
Okay.
second.
Okay, motion is second. Anybody any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
That's
Very good.
straightforward.
Enjoy.
Congratulations.
Enjoy your new life too with the baby.
Your new life.
It changes completely. So completely. Good Lord. I've got 29-year-old and 26-year-old. It's hard. Yeah. All right. Our next one on the agenda is remodel at 1915 Johnston Avenue.
Tony Sposetto. I live at 365 Sturgis Road, Conway, Arkansas. Sposetto. I'm here on behalf of Matthew Bates for Greenbrier Remodeling. So we're looking at doing a remodel on this house. It's just going to be 1/1 windows. We're not, everything's staying the same. We're just going to freshen it up.
Okay. Have you seen the recommendations, the list of
Yes,
them?
I did read them.
You
Yeah,
wanna read them?
Yes, just for the record, if you don't mind.
He's going to read them.
that's fine.
This is new.
Well, do you want to ask again?
Well, yeah, let me
Yeah,
skip that. I'm
let's-
sorry, jumping the gun. I was excited. I'm reading the recommendations. I mean, you had anything more to say? I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
I'm good.
Okay. Anybody here to speak in favor of the project? Anybody speak in opposition to the project? Or with an odd question about the project? Okay, with that said,
Staff recommends that the application be approved with the following conditions. One, application must obtain all applicable building permits if and when a certificate of appropriateness is granted. All windows will be required to be 1/1. All fashioned soffits shall be prepared with wood or wood-like materials such as hardy siding, LP Smart Side. 4, roofing shall be composed of asphalt shingles. And 5, no shutters shall be allowed.
okay.
Sounds
Good
right
with
to me.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, that's easy. Anybody have any questions?
Make a motion to accept as written.
Second.
A motion, a second? Easy stuff. Any discussion? Last chance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You guys
Thanks
have a
thanks for your time. All right. Well, that concludes our public hearings. We have just a
States,
little
yeah.
bit of business, I think. Otherwise, we're pretty much done. Oh, yeah, okay. Something that we've over the years, I mean, you're number 3 on planning director, and everyone has talked about this, is a newsletter of some kind that can go to the public, to whether it's here's what's coming up or here's what we did or whatever. I mean, just an informational newsletter to the district, to both of them, or I don't know if we do separate or what, but and Chris has had some ideas on it, and have you done a mock-up of one?
I have already sent out the
Mhm.
March newsletter. This is an
Did I
internal.
not see that?
This went
I've
out
been out
to
of town.
everyone's email addresses. So if you
Mhm.
received it in your email, you're going to have to check your email.
I need to. I was out of town.
It was like the day after this meeting that you sent that.
I believe so. I typed one
I
out.
was
So,
planning on going out of town.
so I just wanted to kind of just follow up on that. The planning and development newsletter it's not specifically going out to the public. What it is going to is the planning commission and the historic district commissioners. So
Oh,
that's to ensure that we have communication.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Discussion about bylaws, just any sort of month-specific
Just
thing. Next month
updates.
is going to be about rain, and there's a lot of rain impact expected in April. There always is. So it's how does our engineering department handle flooding, drainage, et cetera? They've already written it up, and we already have it ready to send. It's just going to have random things like that in it. So
Can we think about something for the
we can.
property owners?
I can.
That's something that we have discussed from day one, and it's just I
The-
got off on that, and I pardon me on that. but,
Absolutely. Well, one of the first thing that we wanted to do was establish the communication with the commissioners.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
we've established the communication with the commissioners through direct contact. We have some meetings with the planning commission chair right before the public meeting, and we're going to be working on training and different opportunities moving forward for the historic district commission. First up is planning commission training, then historic district commission training, and we're also going to work on communications with the public.
Okay, and we also, from the state, from Ian Montgomery, our CLG coordinator,
Mhm.
there's a training in Fort Smith on what's the date? Do you know
Not off the top of my head.
it is May 5th, but April 4th it's a all-day Saturday, and from here, it's a 2-hour drive, so
Friday,
it's a bit,
Steve.
pardon?
May 5th's a Friday. Do you mean the 6th?
It says, he said, register. Final date, no, the final day to register for camp training on May 5th. Huh.
It's a Friday.
It's just
It
a Friday.
is.
I
Yeah,
just
it
wanted
is.
to
I
mention.
just, he was, I have to check that. I usually have better control of my memory and things. I
did
swear that
Cinco
was,
de
well,
Mayo as well,
either
so-
way, it's an all-day thing. May 5th is what he's got here. April 4th is the last day to get a room in the hotel room block they've got it'll be like for that Thursday night if you
Mhm.
didn't want to drive up, and it's 2 hours from here. So, but it's a camp training that I don't know if
Been.
you've been to one.
very
and
good.
I've been to plenty. It's probably the best day kind of quick learning you can do to know
Mhm.
what we do, and it's put on by the NAPC with the National Alliance for Preservation Commissioners. All they do is train commissioners. All over the country have their conference every other year, and this is one of theirs coming here. We need to get one here sometime. We had one here several years ago.
You had a Little Rock one.
Yeah, we
That
had
was
one.
when I
We had
went
one in
to-
Conway too,
Oh, okay.
but we need to get another one here sometime. But anyway, with that said, they're it's paid for, correct? I thought they were I thought. Don't go on my memory now. I screwed up already twice now.
I can get back with you on it.
Yeah, let everybody know about that because we have a few days to if you want to stay one of the nights or both nights, a little fun time in Fort Smith. But,
I can find
Cinco
out
de
more
Mayo.
information and put it in the next newsletter.
okay, do that.
So,
Do what?
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you'll miss Toadstool. One night.
Yeah, yeah.
One night.
Well, again, if anybody can go, I would urge you to go. Just what you can pick up from that, would be great. But anyway, and there'll be more things to come on that, and we're going to do stuff internally too. And Ian's offered to come up here, and we've had normally CLG coordinator has come at least once a year just to kind of give us an update on everything. So I would think that's coming soon too. But anyway, this Montgomery, and it's IAIN Montgomery.
I
was
did
thinking
want
the same
to
thing.
mention, Mr. Chair,
Yeah. Yes.
did want to mention, if you noticed, I read the recommendations aloud tonight.
That's
I'm going to
good.
start doing that from
Good.
now on. The primary reason is because we want to make sure that the applicants understand those
Mhm,
requirements,
that's fine.
because we've been getting a lot of pushback on those requirements after the fact.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay. Well, I try to ask if they've read them just so I know we're on
That's
kind of the
correct.
same
I think that's
same
good.
plane.
Just
But I'd
have it
rather.
on record.
I'm
Yes.
glad that you read them.
Also for the live stream.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. No,
For
that's right.
people
That's right.
watching.
Yeah.
Work division,
Yeah.
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 No, that's good.
I did want to ask, will this, even though it's just primarily directed at planning, possible to say like put it
Uh,
out? Or do you want to do that at this point? Or
Is it more
do
internal?
something for
It's,
the general
this is,
public?
I mean, we can give it to the public if they ask for it, but this has just been for just the internal commissioners to have a reference document.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's for some kind of.
We may have a newsletter.
That's kind of what I was talking about.
We may have more
That's
of
what
a
I was talking
quarterly
about.
newsletter for the district itself or something like that, and we can talk about that.
And that's
It's
what
not
I
more
was talking
moving
about,
forward.
doing something like that.
Because
Just to-
this is more for commissioners themselves versus information that goes out to the district. They're not going to have a lot of use out of this.
a quarterly, something like that would be good to be able to explain a lot of stuff. I mean, where we come from.
If anything else,
everything else.
just to let them know that they're in the district.
Exactly, that too, that too, that too. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, is all?
That's all I have.
Okay, anybody else have anything to discuss or?
I got an update on our previous meeting, the windows. Did we ever get that resolved? That's good.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
I issued
Okay.
a certificate of
Okay,
appropriateness, I believe,
that's
the
what I
next
just wanted
day.
an update.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I figured since we couldn't hear.
She's
Yeah.
happy.
Good.
Yeah, she's happy.
Good.
So
Mhm.
all right,
She's
that's-
satisfied.
Satisfied. Yeah,
I wanted
that's-
I just wanted to do my due diligence and
Thank
follow up
you.
on
No,
that.
you're fine. You're fine. All right. I only have one motion left to hear.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's gonna be a problem.
That was a good meeting.
Yeah, it was. It was a good, quick.
Everybody did.